Hello, hello. Hope you're doing super awesome. I'm sipping here drinking my coffee, waking up, and I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on selection-based processing in Logic. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff out there, but I just thought I'd share my take on it. I was just working on this Halloween remix over the past couple days and really started to implement it. A lot of times you get used to working in one way and forget about the cool new features that have been added. There's something like this that was added in Pro Tools, which is clip-based processing, which has also sped up my workflow when I'm mixing for different clients. What is this? Okay, well, to break this down, old school processing or real-time processing means that, like, on this track here, we've got plugins enabled. And so I've got a reverb here, or I've got a compressor set here. I've got a reverb, and I've got EQ. Okay? So these settings are applied to every audio file in this channel. It's global. So the same amount of compression, reverb, and EQ is set to this clip, this clip, this clip, and this clip. Well, what happens if this recording is a little bit bassier and this one's a little bit more treble and you want them to sound the same? Well, what we've been doing for years is called automation. And automation means that you tell the computer or the mixer to add a certain amount of, say, EQ, on one part and then on another. And I can show you what that means. Okay, so let's do that. Let's automate this. Let's turn this into touch mode, and we'll go in and I'll just adjust this. Okay, so here, let me show you what clips we're using so you can hear the difference.
40 years ago, on Halloween night.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to be affecting this in real time. As I move these parameters, I'm automating. It's recording what I'm doing. Okay? So I'm going to hit
40 years ago, on Halloween.
Okay, so now it's recorded that automation, right?
40 years ago, on Halloween.
Well, that's cool, but it takes a lot more work. And trying to remember, when you get in a very deep session, or say you're handing off your session to another mixer, sometimes you don't know what automation is going on. So you're spending all this time trying to figure out what is happening to this EQ. So you're digging deep and you're going into your automation modes here and you're trying to find out okay, so I'm automating this high shelf gain. All right. And this is where... I'm going to undo. This is where, kind of got rid of it. This is where clip-based or selection-based processing or clip-based processing comes in and is really, really handy. Rather than automating anything on this channel, I can put a global setting. So these aren't going to change, but I can just do subtle fixes on the clip itself. Right? So I can do another tutorial on how to do this in Pro Tools. But the most useful feature is EQ. So I've got this global setting of how I kind of want this to sound. Right? So
40 years ago, on Halloween night. You don't believe what you're looking at?
Okay, so hear how this sounds more trebly. So let's say we want these to sound less full without changing these settings here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to click selection based processing. And what this does is this brings up like a channel strip. And you can add your, all of your plugins. So let's just go with a general EQ here. Let's add, a regular EQ. Okay, cool. So now let's do this. Let's roll off a lot of the low end here. Cool. And now we can preview what we're doing here to this clip. So
40 years ago, 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 40 years ago.
Cool. So now we can apply this EQ to this clip, and then it's going to play this clip with this EQ as well as the global EQ and compression and reverb across it. So it's just affecting this. So here, we'll apply. And now you can hear the change. And you'll hear that this will go from trebly to bass to trebly because we've got the clip-based processing here. So here we go.
40 years ago, on Halloween night.
Let's make it more drastic so you can hear the difference here. It's just, we'll just really go like this so you can hear the difference. Preview.
40 years ago.
There you go. Now you can really hear it. All right, here we go.
40 years ago, on Halloween night.
Hear that difference? And we're not having to automate any parameters here. So let's undo this.
40 years ago.
Now, what if we wanted to make a specific effect for one of these, you know? Like, here, let's find a different section.
Use the boogeyman. You're shy. 40 years ago.
Michael Myers, let's get it.
On Halloween night.
Let's get it.
Now he's back. Now he's back.
I've been following you.
You're shy. 40 years ago.
Michael Myers, let's get it.
Okay, see here, this Michael Myers escaped. What if we want to keep, you know, all of our sends the same for everything else on this track, but just these little clips here we want to put a cool little effect on. All right, so let's go to selection-based processing. And we're not going to do this. Let's do something really, really cool. Let's do, why not, right? Why not the decapitator? Because it always works. Let's do old radio. Okay, this is going to be a bit drastic, so we'll turn this down. We're going to hit preview.
Michael Myers, let's get it. 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 Michael Myers.
Cool. So let's apply it to just this. Here's the before.
40 years ago.
Michael Myers, let's get it.
On Halloween.
And here's our Jurassic. We'll hit apply. Cool. So now it's going to be just this clip and not the overall track. And then this clip will remain the same.
40 years ago.
Michael Myers, let's get it.
On Halloween night.
Let's get it.
Now he's back.
Of course, that sounds terrible. I'd have to spend some more time doing something cool to it, but you get the gist.
40 years ago.
Michael Myers, let's get it.
On Halloween.
And you can use this for tuning vocals, which is really, really cool. Like, say you're, you know, everything here is in tune, and you just want to go in here and apply. Let's do selection. We want to do, let's see, let's just tune this one part. We can go into auto tune. Come on. Come on. And we can do mono. And say we just want to tune this, right?
You don't believe? Use the boogeyman. 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 You don't believe? Use the
Cool. So, this sounds funny, but say everything else was out of tune and you just want this one line, rather than putting, auto-tune on every single track, you could just put it on this clip and you don't have to automate it. So here you go.
On Halloween night.
You don't believe this?
Pretty cool, right? And if you guys have any questions about this stuff, feel free to ask me, or if there's anything else you want me to cover in depth, feel free to hit me up and let me know. This is a really, really powerful tool that has not been around for that long, and I forget that it's there and forget to use it. And I was just digging around and working on this track yesterday and was reminded, oh, this is a cool feature. It's become a huge part of my workflow in Pro Tools because, I used to automate EQ left and right for, dialogue and vocals, and which can become tricky because you're having to time and twist knobs and time it just perfectly, whereas now you can just select a clip, EQ just that part of it, and keep going from there. Anyways, I hope that was helpful to you guys. Feel free to like and subscribe, and as always, have an awesome day or night wherever you are, and till next time.